Well, yeah, currently I spend the majority of my time is training 5-MeO DMT or Bufo facilitators, right? We've got our training program that's 6 months and then an ongoing mentorship that's been happening for 3.5 years. So I make myself extremely available for people. But all of the people we've trained, I would sit with. That's the end result. Certifications, fine. Going through training, fine. But ultimately, would I sit with you? Because what we're seeing in the space right now is I literally just had a call an hour ago with somebody, and this happens a lot. Hey, here's the medications I'm taking. I've seen you online. I was at one of the conferences where you spoke, and I just want to run this by you. I'm going to go sit with somebody in this other state. Here's the medications I'm taking. Here's kind of my history, and I'm listening to it. And when they get through, the response is, "Hey, I appreciate that. And I appreciate the trust." This is the conversation you need to be having with your facilitator, right? If your facilitator can't do a really deep intake process, including medical evaluation, psychological evaluation, personal intake, what supplements are you on, right? Not just pharmaceuticals, but what type of supplementations, protocol are you on? Are you taking some of these new peptides, Kana, kratom, methylene blue? There's a million of these different supplements that people are taking outside of just medications. How are these going to contraindicate the experience? Are you psychologically prepared for the experience? Have we gone through a deep, informed consent process? Did you know it's a potentiality that, all your clothes would come off? And again, that's fine with me, but are you aware of that? Or, we see 2 to 4% of people have a completely destabilizing experience. Do we have resources in place to work with that? Right. Those are conversations you have to have with the facilitator. And if they're not willing to have those conversations with you, you should not sit with them, period. So if they're calling me because they don't have that time or they're not getting that time from the person that they're currently considering sitting with, they're not a good fit, period. And I don't say that as somebody, again, that facilitates medicine experiences anymore. It's very rare. I'm training facilitators, and we spend months going through a deep intake process to prevent or minimize, at least minimize a better term, anybody having some form of destabilization. If your facilitator is not doing that, run. There's so many facilitators that they're into do I look like a facilitator? Am I doing enough shamanic stuff? Do I have all the props? Good facilitators don't need props. It's presence. Can I hold space? Can I remove myself from the experience as much as I'm able to and still keep you safe? Because the experience isn't about me. It's not about me being seen. And if that's what they're looking for, that's going to be their focus is the actual ceremony itself versus the intake process, preparing you for the experience, helping you understand what the experience could look like, and then what to do with that experience. Because if you're just having an experience and it's not changing who you are or how you show up in the world, what's the point of that? So I know I say that very passionately, but I'm very passionate about this topic. That's why I like to train facilitators. We don't need more pipelighters out there, and we don't need just more facilitators. We need more good, grounded, integrated, trauma-informed facilitators that understand this work and have a capacity for it that I'm just not seeing out there in the space. And that's a blanket space statement. There's lots of amazing and beautiful facilitators out there, but you really need to do your research.